If you want to break an entire group of people in a society, tell them that independence is the only thing that is valuable. Yesterday, we looked at a Reddit post from Ask Men where a woman asked men to talk about who are the people that you confide in 100%. And thousands of men replied in the comments, we don't do that anywhere and for anybody, no matter what. And I'm sure plenty of people are just going to say, oh, that's just the way that men are. It's really easy to normalize that behavior. But the truth is that is not the universal reality of men, but it is how we're raising and training boys and men in society today. When you train a group of people to believe that dependence and interdependence is weakness, it is worth less value, it is worth less respect. When you train them in that way, you're going to get a whole class of people who do not know how to meaningfully be in community with others. We are basically training men to be anti-relational. And the outcome is now we just have this massive amount of men who are so lonely, but they wouldn't know how to be in relationship. So if you are a man who wants to break out of isolation in your life, you want to break the cycle of old, tired, broken masculinity that you've inherited in your family, let me give you a few steps you can take. One, I want you to make a list of 3 people that you would be willing to take a risk with. Write down their names, and if you don't have 3 people, friend, I insist that you sit there until you figure out that second person, that third person. Maybe it's unconventional. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's a person at work you haven't even talked to, but you have a feeling that maybe you could trust them. The important thing here is to push yourself and not just give yourself the out of saying like, oh, well, I don't know anybody. I'm a hopeless cause, right? That's an easy place for any of us to give up. You got to push a little bit harder there. Step 2, I want you to reach out and take an active step towards friendship. Whatever it is, you can make it small. And here's what I want you to say. I've noticed that if I'm not careful, I can find myself really isolated. And so I wanted to try to take some proactive steps to reach out to people in my life that I really admire and trust and try to build a bit more of healthy relationships. And so I was just wondering if maybe we could just hang out and talk sometime. Third and final step, I want you to make a commitment that every single week you are going to find at least one opportunity to share something with another person in your life that is essentially embarrassing. Because if it's embarrassing, it's a good sense that I'm probably being vulnerable. And it can be something small. I was feeling really sad the other day. I realized I have a lot of grief about this other thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, but you're building that muscle of opening up with other people in your life and starting real, meaningful, authentic connections. Because here's the bottom line. Without vulnerability, there is never going to be intimacy. There is never going to be a relationship. But vulnerability isn't some innate quality that some of us are good at and some of us are bad at. It is a practice. It is a muscle that can grow like anything else. Jump into the comments and let me know what you think about these steps. Which ones do you need to take? Do you know another man that needs to take some of these steps? Share this video with him. And if you found this helpful, hit follow for more.